Hello everyone, welcome back. For those who are new, my name is Carrie and today is day 3 of Disney World. The last park that we visited was by far our favorite. It was Hollywood Studios. Now I again have not been here in quite a while, so I was really excited to see all the new rides that they put in and just to kind of reminisce from the last time that I was here. The best rides that we were looking forward to was the Rise of Resistance Star Wars ride, which Anthony was absolutely thrilled about. He could not stop talking about this ever since we started planning our trip to Disney, and we had made a reservation first thing in the morning. So they do the Disney Genie Plus, which is kind of like the new version of the fast passes, and we had gotten them for the first day at Magic Kingdom and then for Hollywood Studios. And basically you get to reserve a ride every 2 hours, or unless you go on that ride within that 2 hours. But basically we reserved it for the earliest spot that we could when we first woke up, and we were waiting in line for maybe about an hour and a half, which wasn't as long as we thought it was going to be. Now they had a lot of cool things while you waited, such as going through all those tunnels that you could see, and just the scenery is beautiful. Now I'm not a fan of Star Wars, but walking into the room that had all of the stormtroopers, I literally felt like I was in a Star Wars movie. And then going through this tunnel right here too, it was just like unbelievably crazy, and the ride was amazing. It was so immersive. I felt like I was in a storyline, and even all of the workers at Disney, they were playing this part where like if you brought up what Star Wars was, they were like, no, we don't know what that was, and it was just really cool. And then there's a stormtrooper and he nodded at me, and I was really happy about that. And then my favorite place, Toy Story Land, we had a reservation for the Slinky Dog Dash ride, and I remember when I had gone back here probably like 2010 or 2012, they were still building Toy Story Land, and I was like really disappointed because I mean I was 8. Toy Story is my absolute favorite, so I was really disappointed when I had gone and they were still building it. But now I was here and I literally just felt like I was a toy in Andy's room the entire time, just with the proportions of everything. It was awesome. Slinky Dog Dash itself was kind of fun. It wasn't as fast as I thought, but it also is like a kiddie ride. It was so cute seeing Wheezy, and just the decorations were absolutely amazing. And here's Woody as we were leaving. So sad, but we ended up going back later in the day. But here we stopped. I don't even remember what this was called, but it was basically how Walt Disney kind of came to forming all of Disney World, the history of him and his art and his drawings, and I thought it was really cool. So if you want to pause and like read some of these little blurbs, I thought they were really interesting. And you can also see some of his decorations and what the first Mickey looked like, and they actually found that the first Mickey was kind of scary, and that's why they changed it into the Mickey we now know today. And then you can see the Florida project when they expanded it to Florida and made Disney World, because before they had just made Disneylands throughout the world. Then we continued walking through the park and we hit up a couple shops, and of course I had to play with all the Toy Story toys, and I think we were heading over to the Cars area. This was kind of in the back of Hollywood Studios. So yes, you see Rock and Roller Coaster and the Cars show, and this was just a little talk show before we went to our other ride. But it was really cool because Lightning McQueen looked so real, and as a kid I would have believed that was actually him. But the graphics and the presentation of it was awesome. And then we headed over to the Rock and Roller Coaster, which this was the one ride that I remember explicitly from when I went so long ago. And the part that I remember the most is like when you're sitting there, you count down and then they take off from like 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds, and that was like terrifying when I was little, but I love that now. And then we went to the Tower of Terror, which honestly wasn't as thrill-seeking as I thought it would be. And then we went on to the Star Tours, which apparently this one was new because I don't believe they had that when I went there last time. This ride was cool, but it kind of made me a little motion sickness because you went into the spaceship simulator, and then similar to Mission to Space ride at Epcot, it kind of like moved you around, and then you wore like the 2D glasses. Then we saw Minnie and Mickey's Vacation cartoon show, which was really cool, and we got to see the iconic potato in Potato Land. And then we headed over to the Indiana Jones show. It was really cool because they did all these stunts and showed us how they do these stunts in like movies, and I thought it was really cool, these acrobats, because I used to do gymnastics. That was fun. And then here's a few clips too of them setting things on fire. My hands were sweating from the anxiety just watching all of this, but I knew they knew what they were doing, and it was a really cool turnout. So they had some fireworks too at the end. And then we headed over to, I don't even know where we are. Oh, we headed back to Star Wars Land, and we checked out the droids, and we actually got to go in the room where like people were picking out all their pieces to make their droid, but that was like $100. And even though we both really wanted to do it, but we didn't really have the money, so instead we just got some of the blue and green milk, which was actually really yummy. And then we went to go pick up some food. This was our one and only meal at Disney, so we were pretty proud about that. But I thought these prickly little mango looking things were really cool. And I ended up getting some mac and cheese and some type of chicken bites, and he got this taco. Then our next reservation was at the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, where we basically got to fly the Millennium Falcon. And that was really cool because me and Anthony got the positions where we both got to be pilots, and then we were with this group that were like really funny and being really sweet, and they're like, oh, do we trust these kids and stuff. It was fun. But then we headed back to Toy Story Land because we wanted to go on the alien saucer one where we basically get to shoot aliens in this thing. It was really cute because I loved seeing all of the toys being like large size, because then again it made me feel like I was a toy in Toy Story. And I remember this ride actually shut down for a couple minutes because like half the facility lost power, and we were like, not again, because this kept happening to us. But we still decided to just stick it through, stay in there. It was honestly like a 10-minute delay, if that. And then we finally made it, and where you get on to the ride was Andy's room, and it was really awesome, even though we were kind of making fun of the proportions because they were a little off. But then it was starting to get dark, and I promised Anthony we could go make him his lightsaber, and this was my little gift to him. It wasn't the cool $200 one, but it was still cool because he was really excited to do this. And so here he is getting all of the pieces and parts to the lightsaber that he wants, and he chose red because that one's really cool. And then we went outside because it was dark, and he tested it out, and it was sick. And then it got stuck for a bit, and we were trying to get it undone, but it was fun. And then the last ride that we hit was Mickey's Runaway Railroad ride, and this one was so cool because this was also a trackless roller coaster, which was similar to the Rise of the Resistance ride, but it was really cute, it was really fun, and this line had been long all day, so we had made our reservation for it. I love the colors in it, and you're just kind of immersed into like a cartoon city. Believe it or not, this right here was actually like a screen with Mickey and Minnie on it, and it just looked so real. But then here we're back in the city, and we did some ballet with Daisy, so that was really cute. I really did like this ride because there were just so many different scenes in it, and you were basically trying to chase Mickey and Minnie. But then we said goodbye, and there were some cute little Disney fireworks and this little birdie. Then we headed over to catch the light show that they had at the end for Hollywood Studios, and this was kind of the last moment that we had at Disney World, so we just kind of enjoyed this. They basically showed like all of the movies through the history, and so you see like Groot, Despicable Me, you know, all the iconic Disney things. So let's just enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you guys so much for coming along our journey at Disney World. It was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed these videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!